Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nashville Super Speedway is the site for race number 8 of the regular season. Only 3 races remain until the chase for the championship begins. It is coming down to the wire for some of these guys near the cut line, and one race can make or break your season hopes. This is Top Tier Racing. This is Trisha's Learning Center Gen 6 Series, and this is the Premier Setup Shop's pre-race show. Good evening, everyone. My name is Joshua King. We are going to get interviews with a couple of the guys dancing around that cut line here momentarily, but let's take a look at the track conditions for tonight. 80 degrees Fahrenheit, so very warm, and 36% humidity, pretty low for Nashville. Partly cloudy, 9-mile-an-hour winds may come into play down the backstretch or front stretch potentially. Just under 1.5 miles track. It is called a super speedway. It doesn't run like your traditional super speedways like a Daytona or Talladega, for example. 81 degree Fahrenheit for the track temp. Very nice and cool down there. Gonna allow these guys to really wheel it around and put it where they want to. 571 feet altitude in Lebanon, Tennessee, so just outside the Nashville area. First guy we're going to get with is going to be this guy here. Oh, let's get that off the screen. We're going to get with Zach White in the Mobile One Royalty Motorsports 77 for Zach White out of New Oxford, Pennsylvania, 32 years old. He's not a free agent anymore, guys. We scooped him up, but let's get with him real quick here and talk to Mr. White. Zach, Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir? Right on, man. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about your season, kind of up and down. You got the car sitting in 16th place overall in the points right now. 3 left to go, including this one. How you feeling about making a late run to potentially get into that playoff position? Yeah, so 14 points, actually. So less than you thought, but right there on the edge. I just mentioned one race can make or break it. Maybe that's this race for you to make it tell us how you're feeling tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. Okay. Well, sounds to me, Zach, like you got to go out there and get it done tonight. Give yourself a little leeway from that cut line in the last remaining races to give yourself a chance. But before we let you get back to go to work here in some practice time, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight? Right on, man. Short and sweet. Appreciate it, Zach White. Appreciate you joining us, and best of luck to you tonight in that 77. Appreciate it, sir. Once again, folks, that was the driver, the number 77, Zach White, that you see on your screen. Royalty Motorsports driver, sitting 16th in points. Now, before we talk to our next guy, fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, 27 points separate 9th from 16th. How unreal is that? That is going to be absolutely insane to watch down the stretch. 27 points. So when I say one race can make or break you, I mean it. They give out more than 27 points for positions in this series. So going from top 5 to dead last could get you in or push you out. This is the next guy we're going to talk to this evening. As we see him take hard contact into the wall, he'll have to pull it back in pit lane, and now coincidentally wrapped up with that 77 we just talked to. So interesting deal there. But before the 03 and Nick Raffini gets back out on track, let's grab him right now. Nick, Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir? Right on, man. I saw that we picked a perfect time to grab you since you just had a little incident on the track. Of course, it's all practice, so it's all good fun. But, Nick, you got the 03 machine running in 11th, or 9th, rather, in points right now. So you're a couple positions up on that cut line. But you are only 14 points up on the 12th, or on the 13th place guy. And I just mentioned to the audience at home that 27 points separate 9th from 16th. Talk to us about how you're feeling coming into tonight, the rest of the season, those final 3 races, and getting this 03 into the chase for the championship.
But, just maximize points. Try to hopefully keep ourselves out of the melee that is the midfield right now.
Yeah, if I don't mean to be a pain, but if you could start from the beginning there, we caught the very tail end. There were some audio issues with the Discord, but ultimately, what do you feel like your main strategy is going to be going into last 3 races here? Sorry about that.
No worries. Hopefully you got me clear here. But yeah, just maximizing my qualifying, get ahead of the pack. That way we're not in the melee that is the mid pack, getting caught up in other people's stuff or just getting into somebody else.
For sure, there has been their fair share of issues up front as well, but I definitely know what you mean. You get in that hornet's nest, and obviously more opportunity to get involved in something anywhere on the speedway versus right up front. But tell us how you're specifically feeling about this evening at Nashville, your success here, comfortability here, and your opportunity to have a strong finish tonight.
I'm a little shaky. I wasn't able to put any time down with the setup ahead of tonight, other than just doing some practice tonight. So, it's going to be a little bit of trial and error tonight. I was trying to find that limit when you called me into the booth, and I found that limit. But going to take it a little cautious, keep my nose clean, and try to maximize my position.
Right on, man. Well, before we let you go get back to work for last few minutes of qualifying, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out this evening?
Yeah, just the crew over here at Revved Up. They've been a great crew and really made taking my speed and consistency to another level. And then just the family at home and my wife and little daughter taking time away from them tonight to race, and hopefully I get to bring home a winner maybe.
Right on, man. I like the enthusiasm, the positivity, and appreciate you joining us here in the booth. We got the rest of the interview on there. I noticed it early enough, so you didn't get cut short. But we'll let you get back to go to work here. About 5 minutes left in practice. And best of luck to you tonight, Nick.
Thank you, sir. How you going?
You too. Once again, folks, that was Nick Raffini in the 03 Revved Up Racing Ford Mustang that you see on your screen. I apologize, folks. I don't know what happened. I did all the tests, everything, you know how it goes. And still things can go wrong or get screwy when you need them. So probably gave old Zach White the short end of the stick there, since I didn't know we were goofed up on the audio. But we'll get with Zach at some point, maybe during the race or something during caution, see how he feels about the race. Anyway, let's start going through the field. Latham Joyner in the 3 car is your quick time so far out of Hopkinsville. Just saw him get into Jeremy Gill there, who's in the 4. Christian Proctor's on his way out on track in a new ride for the 13. That's a cool looking paint. He changed the faces paint off there. If you didn't see last race or the race before, you got to go check it out. Really cool paint. This one's really cool too. But this is Christian Proctor, second quick right now. Nick Baum is down pit road. He's in the 1 car out of Bristol, Tennessee. Got half his picture cut out there. Half his face, I guess. Looking at his biceps. Impressive, Nick, but maybe we'll fix it and get the face on there. But nice looking paint for Nick Baum. He's got the 1 car sitting 3rd quick right now. Aikman Pollard in the Tennessee Speed 2.5 Designs, number 25. Out of Lyles, Tennessee, Chevy Camaro. Looking good is Aikman Pollard's paint. And he's got it 4th quick in the practice session, so he's looking good on track as well. Kenny Cucko is in the PGHA Designs Chevy Camaro, 71. That's supposed to be the 11, but it clearly ain't the 11. Not sure if he switched numbers or what happened, but I missed the memo if that happened. Apparently so did the league registration. Here's Nick Boyd down pit road in the 5 car, the perfect MainCoonies.com Chevy Camaro. Hard to get out, but nice looking ride for Nick. He's had a couple good runs and unfortunately found trouble here in his first 2 races in top tier racing, but maybe he'll put it all together tonight. He's 7th quick right now. Nick Raffini figured something out since we talked to him. He's 8th quick in the 03 Revved Up Racing Ford Mustang. Onward to J.D. Van Kirk in the 22 Autism Awareness Chevy Camaro. We talked about this paint last week. Didn't get a close-up due to the camera shots, but we'll get a really nice look at it here. And with the new lighting system that iRacing has built in now in the recent update, this one is a beauty, folks. And shout out to JD and his son, who has autism, and several other racers in the top tier Racing Trisha's Learning Center Gen 6 series who have kids that also have autism awareness, or autism rather. And reminder to everyone at home, April is Autism Awareness Month. So donate, get out there, support, and let's fight autism. But let's take a good long look at that number 22. Very cool, man, and shout out to JD's son back home. If you're watching your pops get ready to do work, he's got that 22 sitting 10th quick right now. Pretty good spot in practice. He's always good. Here's the Snap-on Tools Ford Mustang number 4 of Jeremy Gill. Having himself a really nice season. Not only here, but in multiple series. Jeremy Gill out of Tifton, Georgia. Topless Racing and Robert Altman in the chat. Appreciate you letting me know that the audio was goofed up and we got it fixed early enough to salvage that second interview. We'll get back with Zach White at some point. Let's keep on moving through the field here. 25 seconds. Jim Thorndike in the 59 red, white, and blue machine. That's his standard paint. Here's the 70 of Dylan Canova. Davis Shively is not on track. Rob Higgs Jr. in the 14. Mid-tier racing, mid-tier misfits rather, Semperfi Ford Mustang for Rob Higgs Jr. Patrick Gentner in the M&M's 18 out of Dearborn Heights, Michigan. And final one on track as of right now is this guy. Well, he's not on track. He's in the grass, but hold it together, Kelly. Out of Rahway, New Jersey. Kelly Akron in that 19. Beautiful shot here from the blimp cam as we get ready to go qualifying at Nashville Super Speedway, all lit up under the lights. And let's get with Kelly Akron again, as he's one of the first out on track. You see his speed in the bottom right corner. You'll see lap times down there as well, folks, so you can follow along, as well as the timing tower on the left side. Kelly Akron in that 19 Toyota Supra makes his way out on track. Caught the grass just a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't affect him. Take a look here at some more people. Drafty Beef in the Royalty Motorsports birthday beef machine. Still rolling the birthday paint tonight is Drafty. Makes his way out on track. Davis Shively in the 86 Coors Banquet Beer. Ford Mustang in that 85. Timothy Presley in the 30 back with us, having himself a nice season himself. Jorge Ledesma Jr. 44 Ford Mustang, revved up racing, pin up for vets. Ford here for Ledesma Jr. He got his first win last week. That was a beauty. A lot of strategy came into play from the very beginning in that one. Recommend it. Kelly Akron first to set a time. Quickly beat out by Rob Higgs Jr. 29.61. Jeremy Gill top of the board. 29.36 now. Drafty Beef second quick. All sorts of times coming in now. Canova top of the board. 29.08. Jake Raven is out there in the 37 Liquid Death Toyota, or Chevy Camaro, rather. Trying to grab Dan Ames. There he is in that 55. Dan Ames, 29.93, not 16th quick. See if he improves on lap 2. Trying to grab everyone. There's Jacob Wilson in the 51, 9th quick currently. On his first lap, 29.330. Dylan Canova still leads. Improved slightly on lap 2, 29.05. 29.05 for Canova. Timothy Presley, 29.09. Quick time. Christian Proctor, 29 flat. Moves to the top of the board. Just under 29 flat. Latham Joyner skips him. 28.93 for Joyner in the 3 car. A lot of moves laid here. Shane Wheeldon in the Slowick stuff. 83 Toyota Camry. On lap 1, he ran 29.417, 16th quick. He'll try to improve here on lap 2. Coming to the line. Will he improve? 29.340. He did improve 2 spots. 14th quick. Here's Derek Catt in the 39 Budweiser Ford Mustang. 17th quick. Aikman Pollard on lap 2 in that 25 goes 8th quick. 29.139. 29.139 for Pollard. Didn't see his teammate, but everyone practice or qualifies basically at the same time. Nick Baum is out there. 29.191 on lap 1. He's 10th quick. Good start for Nick Baum. Kenny Kuko's out there still. His first lap, 29.125. Both of these guys we just looked at, both guys that can put in a quick time. My webcam mic. What do you mean? Kenny Coco, 7th quick for Kenny. And Nick Baum did not improve. 11th quick for Nick Baum. He took his first one. Nick Boyd is out there still. Let's get with him. 29.312. Got a late jump. He did get one lap in, so at least he set a time. Let's see where he comes in on the second lap. Folks, this is going to be a good one. 28 cars set to take the grid. Mike is very echoey. Interesting. I don't show any issues on my side with my mic tonight, anyways. But let me check her out. Oh. Let me look here, buddy. Yeah, on my side, I think everything should be fine. Testing. I don't know if that maybe improved it. Let me see. We'll go back. We'll go to the back to here, and we'll step away briefly. We'll take a brief commercial break here and see if we can't figure out what's going on. We'll be right back with you, folks. Stay tuned. To grab everyone. There's Jacob Wilson in the 51. That's quick currently on his first lap. 29.330. Dylan Canova still leads. Slightly on that 29.05. 29.05 for Canova. Timothy Presley, 29.09. Quick time. Christian Proctor, 29 flat. Moves to the top of the board. Just under 29 flat. Rico Joyner skips him. 28.93 for Joyner, the 3 car. Bottom moving Rangers, Shane Gilded in the sports. Toyota Camry. Welcome back, folks. Marty, I know what you're talking about. I can hear it, but I don't know what it is because everything on my side sounds good, or looks good, I should say. I did pull up the broadcast, listen to it for a minute, and I did realize it was echoey. But my settings are set up properly, I believe. Not quite sure what the problem is, but we'll roll with it. You know, technology, man, you got to roll with it. And I'm sorry it sounds like bad quality to you, man. We're not Fox, and we're doing the best we can with what we got. We're under warm-up period, and a couple of the guys have went out there temporarily. We're waiting on the starting grid, and warm-up period just concluding now. Oh, it's fixed now. I did nothing. So, very weird. I guess just one of those weird technology things. No, haven't touched the mic, man. Didn't touch anything. All I did was pull up the settings, and I checked the settings on OBS, check my mic setting, all the things. All the settings, everything was right. It was working fine pre-race, and then whatever. But onward we go, man. It's fixed, great. If it's not, fine. Too bad. But here's your starting grid. Latham Joyner starts on the pole. Christian Proctor will start to his outside in second. Dylan Canova in the 70 will start third. J.D. Van Kirk in the 22, very nice qualifying for him. He starts fourth. Timothy Presley in the 30, also a nice job in fifth. Dalton Moore in the 24 will start sixth. That's Aikman Pollard's teammate there in that 24. Kenny Kucko in the 11th will roll off seventh. Jim Thorndike in the 59 will roll off eighth. Aikman Pollard will start ninth. Jacob Wilson will round out your top 10. Two Nicks in 11th and 12th. Nick Boyd and Nick Baum will bring it home there in row 6. And onward we go here. Davis Shively will start 13th. Jeremy Gill 14th. Jorge Ledesma Jr. 15th. Nick Raffini 16th. Patrick Gentner in 17th. Shane Wielden in 18th. Jake Raven in 19th. Rob Higgs Jr. in 20th. Derek Catt in 21st. Drafty Beef in 22nd. Zach White in 23rd. Dan Ames in 24th. And 25th is going to be Kelly Akron. And 26th is Jarrett Martin. Robert Miner and Marty White will round out your field. Down to the racing grid as we're getting ready already. Pace car pulls off. Latham Joyner and Christian Proctor lead us to green for the first time tonight at Nashville. Green flag is out and we're underway. Dylan Canova right on that back bumper of Latham Joyner, giving him a push into 1 and 2. Back a little further, already starting to single file out. Timothy Presley looks to the inside of Christian Proctor. Not going to have enough as Proctor has a good run, but they're 3 wide behind him. Presley's in the middle. That's Aikman Pollard on the low side. Kenny Kucko on the top. Kucko prevails. Gets into the 4 spot. He's already up 3. Aikman Pollard up 4 already. Presley battles back now on Pollard. Now he has the outside. He gets him back. Back behind them, J.D. Van Kirk on the top side. Pressured by the other Tennessee speed driver. Oh, Pollard, Van Kirk into the wall there. Now being pressured by Nick Boyd in the 5. Nick Boyd in the 5 car. Nice and easy under that 22. Good runoff exit here so far for these guys. See how it plays out as we go along. Nick Boyd is going to get Van Kirk. Van Kirk having all sorts of issues early with that wall. He might have damage now. Back further a little bit. Jorge Ledesma Jr. working past Nick Baum. Jorge Ledesma Jr. up 2 spots, making moves on his way, potentially towards the front as he works on teammate Jacob Wilson in the 51. Take a look back here. Rob Higgs Jr. mostly all single file now. Here's almost 3 wide as Jacob Wilson pulls it to the outside of Davis Shively in the at 85. He gets the pass done. He'll set his sights on Jim Thorndike now, who's in the middle. J.D. Van Kirk way up the speedway. Van Kirk already down 7. Potential damage and really struggling right now. Shively gonna go by Van Kirk. Jorge Ledesma by now. Nick Baum gonna have to be patient, find a way to get to that low side potentially, or take it 3 wide. He's side by side with Jorge Ledesma Jr. Very tight racing here. Now Van Kirk to the bottom, good line. Van Kirk potentially trying to hold off Jorge Ledesma Jr. Can't do it. Ledesma Jr. drives underneath. Nice move. Nick Baum now held up just a little bit, allowing Rob Higgs Jr. to get by him. Jeremy Gill on the inside. We're seeing that bottom side develop quickly now. Latham Joyner still leads, but Dylan Canova right on the back bumper of him. All single file, still the way they were when we jump to the back of the field to take a look at things. Let's keep it back here as it's a little more exciting. Oh, and the caution is out as Gentner was working on Nick Baum, but maybe completely missed the corner there. Not quite sure. Jarrett Martin looks to be the one involved in the caution. And maybe solo spin here from what it looks like. He was in the back and oh, Robbie Minor, holy moly, he barely snuck by. Actually, Jarrett Martin at the time, I believe, was sitting 20th, potentially 21st. But that's what happened to Martin, so I think he'll be able to continue. Take a look at Shane Wheeldon for you, Peter. Rough start. He's down 8 from where he started. Not sure if he hit the wall or got loose or what happened. We missed it, but down 8. So Shane Wheeldon going to have some work to do to come back in this one. Marty White not racing. Yeah, well, you were on the grid. Called you out anyway. So Shane Wheeldon after pit stops now as we find 6 guys down pit road. Gonna be, or sorry, 5 guys down pit road rather. Gonna be scored 22nd. Let's see who we haven't seen yet. Robbie Minor we hadn't taken a look at except for barely avoiding that contact with Jarrett Martin, and that was good driving, folks. SM Racing Products Chevy Camaro for Minor this evening. He's up 8. Up to 19th place, so good moving forward for Robbie Minor. Go back up front here. Latham Joyner has led them all thus far, but he was pressured heavily by Dylan Canova, and Canova will have an opportunity here to potentially make a move on the outside. Shall he choose? biggest mover so far is this guy right here. Well, terrible camera shot, but there he is, the 14, the purple and pink mid-tier Misfits ride. Rob Higgs Jr., he's up 8 spots right now. Robbie Minor also up 8, but everyone else slowly but surely coming up through the field. Nick Baum was contesting there for a top 10, and not sure if we just briefly missed a wall tap or something along those lines, but he's down 4. Down pit road that last time was Jake Raven in the 37, Jim Thorndike, Patrick Gentner, and Derek Catt. Jim Thorndike down 16 spots as of right now due to the early pit stop, but could be early strategy as the pace car pulls off, and Latham Joyner and Dylan Canova will take us back to green on 111 of 113, and off they go. Pedal to the metal goes Joyner. Gets a nice little jump here, and Canova might have missed. Proctor gonna have a peek on the inside. Not quite, though, I don't think. No, sir. Canova's gonna clear. Single file, they go back to Timothy Presley. Nope, they're even single file now. Single file back to here, potentially. Kenny Cucko working on Dalton Moore, who's on the inside in that orange and black ride. Cucko on the outside for right now. Very close as he pulls closer to him. Not as good a run off exit. We saw that top line working early on exit, but no go there. Cucko will settle back in. Where's some side-by-side racing? Rob Higgs Jr. maybe getting close. Flirting with looking to the inside of the 85. He's there now, but he's got nowhere really to go as the 44 Jorge Ledesma Jr. is right there. Maybe Ledesma Jr. will have a run. Oh, a little bit loose maybe for Ledesma Jr. Rob Higgs Jr. gonna take the opportunity to maybe get by Jorge. Rob Higgs having himself a good run right now. He's now up 9 spots if he can complete the pass, and he will. That's for the 11th spot. He'll set his sights now on 10th. Some battling here. Shane Wielden battling the 55 of Dan Ames. This is for the 20th spot. Shane Wielden looking to gain back some spots he maybe lost early, potentially. None of those guys that have pitted making too many moves up through the field. Probably just too much traffic. We'll have to see how that may play for those guys. Good battle right here, though. J.D. Van Kirk, Nick Raffini putting the pressure on him. This is for the 15th spot right now. Nick Baum has bounced back slightly. He's now only being scored down 2. He's 14th. Started 12th. Nick Raffini, J.D. Van Kirk continue to go back and forth. Neither one can clear the other. Nick Raffini's right where he started. He's the only driver right where he started. No, I take that back. Latham Joyner, Timothy Presley also right where they started. Van Kirk clears. Now gives an opportunity for Drafty Beef in that 2 to look to the inside of the 3, the 03 rather. Seen that inside lane really develop significantly early in this one. 18 completed now. Although Raffini does close off the attempt on from Drafty Beef for now. Jeremy Gill, Jorge Ledesma Jr. Ledesma Jr. struggling a bit since the restart, perhaps. Jeremy Gill up 2. He will clear. No, not quite. Ledesma Jr. battles back now, or Jeremy Gill. Get it right here. Jeremy Gill Now he fends him off, closes it up, and he takes over that 12th spot. Now, oh, look out! Jorge Ledesma Jr., I think, thought he was clear, but he was not. That's going to be big damage as he came up into the one car of Nick Baum. Keep an eye on Ledesma Jr. now if he continues to hold this position or fall back. He's awfully loose there. Have to believe that's the damage. Nick Baum going to have a good run on the inside of the 44. They're close, nearly 3 wide behind him. Nick Baum's still there in that one car. We're watching for battles up front, folks. There's just not much as the caution is out again. Nick Baum may have gotten that spot prior to the yellow flag coming out. Uh-oh, folks. This isn't good. Jarrett Martin involved in another crash. Oh, and it looked like maybe, hold on, let's rewind it a little bit. Faster than this. Holy moly. There we go. He blinked, first of all. Then when he comes back, looks like Kelly Akron might have got into him, causing a whole bunch of trouble. Luckily, everyone behind him. Let's watch from Jake Raven's perspective. Look at this driving from Jake Raven, who had to react extremely quickly. Uh-oh, there's a car right in front of me. He's on the brakes. Oh, that spin. The contact here, folks, from the 18 actually prevented Jake Raven from inheriting an absolute ton of damage, folks. So that worked out pretty darn good, I would say. Let's go back to live action and Latham Joyner, who is down pit road, and he's leading the majority of the field in on lap 23 of 113. Literally the whole field, except for Jarrett Martin. Gonna get his lap back and then more than likely pit along with these guys. Let's see, do we have a pit lane? We do. Let's go there. Follow the guy up front. Nick Boyd gonna win the battle off pit road, and it wasn't much of one. That puts him up 10 spots. Must have taken 2 tires as we watch the rest of the field come off pit road here. Any big movers or shakers on pit road other than Nick Boyd? Doesn't look like it. Everyone else pretty much out where they were. We'll get back to the race here, but here's Nick Boyd now. Marty White is out on track. Oh, Nick Boyd coming back down now. What happened here? Well, never mind, I guess. Not sure. Anyway, Stephen Billings, no action from the crowd, so PC Racing. Drivers doing great from that. Yeah. So they'll rack them and stack them back up, folks, after caution number 2. Latham Joyner and Canova still at the front after Nick Boyd beat everyone off pit road and then came back down. So not quite sure what happened. Now he's down longer. Maybe, who knows, 10-second pit time the first time, 7 seconds the first time. Not quite sure what went on there. Nevertheless, being scored in 24th position. So he'll have some work to do. Biggest mover now, still Rob Higgs Jr. He's up 10. Zach White is up 7 right now in 16th place. Long way to go as the pace car pulls off once again. And Latham Joyner will bring us into the Geico restart zone. And away we go for the third time tonight. As Canova, much better jump that time. He's side by side with the 3-car of Latham Joyner. Will he have enough with the fresh tires to be able to take the lead here? It appears he might. Good runoff exit. Canova takes it over on the outside. We figured he'd have enough there. And now he'll be able to run the inside. All single file back to Davis Shively and Timothy Presley battling for the 5th spot. Kenny Cucko right behind these two, but Jacob Wilson, oh no, as Dalton Moore is loose. He gets turned now. Nick Baum had nowhere to go as Dalton Moore lost it in front of the field on the high line, it would appear. Let's take another look at it. We caught it live. Yep. Just got loose. Ooh, Raffini avoided it. Nick Baum nowhere to go. And everyone else avoided it because he went down below the speedway there. So we're under caution once again, but now Dylan Canova will be your leader. Not him. That's Dalton Moore. There's Dylan Canova in the 70s. So fortunately for Dalton Moore, he didn't take a ton of damage. I got to believe he'll probably be all right to continue. Unfortunately for Dalton Moore, he'll restart on the tail of the field, which will put him 27th and 21 spots from where he started. So he'll have a lot of moving to do now. Nick Boyd down 11. J.D. Van Kirk down 10. Nick Boyd must be fixing damage. He's down there again. Dalton Moore, of course, in. Biggest mover, though, still Rob Higgs Jr. He did fall back a couple on that short restart. He's up 8. Davis Shively close. He's 6th right now. He's up 7. Jeremy Gill up 5. Nick Raffini up 6. Shane Wheeldon up 5. Shane Wheeldon's got that thing in 13th now. Marty White in the 69 is taking the free pass, and right now he wants to see, well, a lot of cautions does Marty White want to see. But let me see. Why can't, I don't know why my tower's not split. There we go. Must accidentally click that one. Holy moly. Every week is a new experience here, folks. No matter how long you do it, there's always something new. Now we'll be able to see where everyone is running, not just the top 20. Derek Catt, though, is your 20th place sitter right now. He's up 1 on the evening. Made an early pit stop, then made a pit stop with the rest of the field. He's working his way up. Robbie Miner up 6. Zach White up 3. That's 19th, 20th, and 21st right there, folks. In case you was wondering. Lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car, which means we're getting ready to go back racing here, folks. Accident was netcode. Yeah, potentially. Not quite sure. But the admins get paid to make them calls. I do not. iRacing.com pace car pulls off, and for the first time this evening, Dylan Canova will lead us to the Geico restart zone.
Green flag.
And back underway we go, and Canova gets a really nice jump The back of the field didn't quite go, but we're off cleanly up front here as Christian Proctor looks to the inside of Aikman Pollard for the third spot. Jacob Wilson beside Timothy Presley for the sixth place position right now. Presley, they still have all fresh tires. Presley should be able to get her done if he wants to. Jacob Wilson hanging tough there. For that sixth position. Jacob Wilson prevails. Nicely done there. Look behind him here. Nick Baum was temporarily side by side with Nick Raffini, but that's sorted out. Jorge Ledesma Jr. working on Shane Wielden. This is for the 15th spot. Jorge Ledesma Jr. gets that move done pretty easily. Jake Raven is beside the 2-car of Drafty Beef. Drafty trying to hang in on the outside, and he will. Clear the 37. Jake Raven back to 18th for right now. Close battle here. Teammates, Zach White, Derek Catt side by side. Jake Raven battling back. No, not quite. Thought he was. Derek Catt. Oh, possibly clears Zach White. Looks like he will. Zach White, very shallow entry. Robbie Minor going to take advantage on that outside. Potentially get by White. Nope, not yet. That's for the 20th spot. Up front, Davis Shively, slight pressure from Timothy Presley. Kenny Kucko right in line behind that 51. Will he dive inside? Flirting with it. No, sir. Goes a little higher, though. Later entry into the corner might get a good runoff exit on the 51 of Wilson. No, sir. That settles down, too. Jim Thorndike. Here we go. Some racing. Rob Higgs Jr. Look out. Keep it together. That looked like gnarly netcode, if you ask me, but it happened so fast, and no yellow on the speedway because they all kept her going. Rob Higgs Jr. moves up to 13th. Jorge Ledesma Jr. going to take advantage of the momentum killed by Thorndike, and he more than likely will take over 14th here. Maybe, maybe not. Thorndike now very strong, coming back strong. And Thorndike, good job to be able to hold on to it now. Right behind him, Shane Wielden on the outside of the 44 of Jorge Ledesma Jr. He'll get that move done. Looks like Jorge might have had to wait a little bit on Thorndike, and he did a nice job, but Shane Wielden up into the 15th spot for now. It's like the 44. Oh, he's loose. Hold it together. 44 still loose. He saves it. Driving through the grass. No caution. I don't think he got any help there. Maybe a little tap, but he was already loose. Have to believe, but he'll get back on the gas pedal and keep her rolling. Here's Nick Raffini working on the 85 of Davis Shively. But now Jeremy Gill in the 4 going to work on the 03 of Raffini. Maybe not. Everything settles out. Everything I go to settles out. Nick Boyd and Zach White side by side. Boyd, remember, I mentioned he had those 2 shorter pit stops. Not sure why or what happened, but he's still down 8 on the evening, but he's trying to work his way back up through the field now as he approaches Jake Raven. Jake Raven passed like he was standing still there, maybe trying to save tires, but Nick Boyd up to in the 18th now. Race up front, still cool and chill. Dylan Canova leads the way. Latham Joyner in second. Aikman Pollard in third. Christian Proctor In fourth, rounding out your top five, is this guy, a little separated from that front four. Timothy Presley having himself a good run tonight. Jacob Wilson in sixth. Davis Shively holding on for now to seventh, but close battle here by the 03 of Nick Raffini and the 4 of Jeremy Gill. Jeremy Gill a little bit loose, but he steers her inside of Raffini. They're going to be Goodyear to Goodyear into turn number 1. Looks like the 4 car may have enough. This time, no, he gets loose on exit. That's going to allow the 03 to drive up beside him again. Really nice battle here. J.D. Van Kirk waiting to stalk and pounce on both of them as he sees all the racing. The closer, the longer these guys race, folks, the closer these 5 cars get that are right behind them, as they're nearly 3 wide behind them for a second, as the 30 of Presley has all of a sudden fell back significantly. That happened in a hurry. We missed all of it. Presley's way up the speedway and into the wall they are. 3 wide. Rob Higgs is in the middle. Kenny Kucko down low. Oh, Kucko gets loose, as does Thorndike. Thorndike saves it, Wheeldon around him. Back to this battle. Rob Higgs Jr. still working on Timothy Presley, trying to gather it back in on him. Oh, keeps it out of the wall again. Ooh, man, this is getting crazy here for the 10th spot. These guys are still side by side. Nobody can clear the other. Oh, finally, Jeremy Gill takes over the 7th spot. That was about a 5 to 10 lap battle, it seemed like. Man, oh man. Now J.D. Van Kirk. Side by side with Timothy Presley. Now Nick Raffini back ahead of Jeremy Gill. Oh, as Raffini's through the grass and he's spinning. I looked down for just a second at the timing screen, and because this is a single car spin on the infield, no caution. Meanwhile, Latham Joyner battling Dylan Canova for the lead. Latham Joyner's on the inside. They approach Nick Raffini. I'm sure he'll just kind of get out of their way, mostly. Mostly Latham Joyner might have given Dylan Canova a little tap. Nick Raffini was all the way on the bottom of the speedway, though. Good race for the lead here. We haven't seen it all night long, so we're going to watch it right now. Latham Joyner side by side with Dylan Canova. The 25 of Aikman Pollard waiting to take advantage of an opportunity if he gets one. Latham Joyner has taken the lead from Dylan Canova. Now Pollard will look to the inside on the 70 of Canova. Oh, the 70's loose. He hangs on to it, but it allows Pollard to get around him. Now the 13 of Christian Proctor's going to look to the inside. Canova might have burned up the tires a little too quickly here. Nick Raffini in the background, not a factor for position, as he just went a lap down when we saw the battle for the lead. Just saw the replay back, folks. It looked like Jeremy Gill and Nick Raffini did get into each other, and you probably saw it on the stream. Now Canova does hold off Proctor for now. This jumble right here of 5 cars, Nick Boyd is all the way back to where he started. Shane Wheeldon is up 10. They're 3 wide. Look out. Whoo, they settle it. Nick Boyd in the 5 up to 11th where he started now after the long pit stop. Now he'll work on the 4 of Jeremy Gill and then set his sights on Timothy Presley. Oh, as Jake Raven is around behind him. Into Rob Higgs Jr., Derek Catt and Drafty Beef involved. Patrick Gentner caught a piece of it. Let's see what happened here to start all of this. We just caught the tail end of Raven going around. Let's see what happened here. It's like, oh, Derek Catt just into the 37 when he was loose. Derek Catt involved. Drafty Beef, heavy damage on the front end of the 2 car. Oh, and then the 37 of Raven, tough shot there as well. Lots of cars here. Let's watch from Derek Catt's perspective here one more time as we'll go slow motion. Well, right there. Let's see. I don't think the 37 was loose. Maybe he was loose. 39 caught him, sent him around. Now Derek Catt is loose. Rob Higgs nowhere to go, of course. Drafty Beef in the 2, nowhere to go. Jim Thorndike sneaks through it with absolutely no damage. Lucky break for Thorndike. And then just collateral damage, heavy damage for the 39 of Derek Catt. Teammates involved, unfortunately, in this one. Royalty Black and Royalty Motorsports. Let's take a look here, though, as Jake Raven stays out with the damage, so going to be scored your leader. Everyone else pitted, so Latham Joyner will be second place. I got to believe Raven will probably come down here. Let's watch. Several guys still down pit road. Everyone that was involved in that incident, basically. Nick Raffini, lucky break here to have a caution not long after he went a lap down. Yeah, Shane Wheeldon up into the top 10, running 10th. Nick Boyd also into the top 10, and he had a much better pit stop there, so he maintained his position. And Jake Raven electing not to pit here. So gotta believe Raven will take the point for leading a lap, but then be cycled to the back of the field pretty quickly, I'd have to believe. Top 10 looks like this for right now. Jake Raven leads the way. Latham Joyner in second. Dylan Canova in third. Aikman Pollard fourth. Christian Proctor fifth. Davis Shively in sixth. J.D. Vankirk in seventh. Kenny Coco in eighth. Nick Boyd in ninth. And Shane Wielden in 10th. Robbie Miners off pit road. Not sure if he ended up getting damage from that or another incident, but he was down there a considerable amount of time. Drafty Beef off pit road. Good to see him back out there. And we'll see where Beef is scored. He's 21st right now.
Green flag.
Green flag is back in the air as Raven will have to try to avoid getting run over with not only damage, but older tires. Doing all right so far. 3 wide. Aikman Pollard underneath him. Christian Proctor underneath. Raven not sure if he'd like to be up on the top side or the low side more, but either way, they got to all maneuver around him. Oh, his teammate found the wall, I think, trying to do so. Heavy damage, or heavy contact at least, for Kenny Coco, who now is involved with Timothy Presley in spinning. Oh, man, that got messy pretty quickly. Someone who I think, as long as he avoided damage, who will be happy to see that would be Drafty Beef if he happens to get the lucky dog here. See what happens here. Not this one. Holy moly. So no one came up as being crashed, but we're going to take a look at the yellow flag incident. That should bring us right to it. Well, potentially. I don't think Dan Ames crashed. If he does, it's by himself. Let's see. He's not loose there. No. Well, I guess no replay, because when I click yellow flag, that's what comes up. But nevertheless, we saw some of it. Let's go to Kenny Coco on the yellow flag here. See what happened here. Okay, Thorndike is loose. They just kind of get bottled up. The 30 had nowhere to go as the 24 came up the speedway. So that's what happened there. Ooh, Zach White, I think, avoided Cucko. Cucko now down pit road, along with Jacob Wilson, Jake Raven. Robbie Miner back down. Or still down there, Rob Hicks Jr. He was having a great run. Cucko's off pit road, so he'll rejoin the field, more than likely on the lead lap, I do believe. Patrick Gentner is still down pit road, and Derek Catt as well, who is having a nice run. Also, Nick Boyd picked up a lot of spots on that restart in a short amount of time. He went up to 5th in that 5 car. Davis Shively is up 7. Your biggest mover right now is this guy, the 19 of Kelly Akron. He's up 10. He's in 15th right now, making his way up as Jeremy Gill blinks slightly. And Shane Wielden is up 9 right now, sitting 9th, making his way up through the field. Drafty Beef looks like his car's all in good shape now, mostly. Got a front bumper back on her, and he got the lucky dog, so he's back in 20th and back in the running. So good to see Beef catch a quick lucky dog there and be able to get back in shape here. Got a long way to go here, folks, as we just passed halfway not too long ago, a few laps ago, of course. Appreciate you being with us. Feel free to chat. Hang out with me. And Latham Joyner and Dylan Canova, like it's been so many times before this race, lead us back to green as Canova gets a big jump on that outside. We'll have to see here if he gets penalized for jumping the start. Looked pretty darn close. Latham Joyner gonna cut her inside now. On Canova, they're side by side down the backstretch and into turn 3 they go. Nick Boyd is on the move, folks. He's on the inside of the 25 of Aikman Pollard. Christian Pranova. Nick Boyd slightly loose. Christian Proctor going to take a peek, and he'll be there into turn 3. Maybe Boyd will find some speed on the top side now. Not quite. Proctor, good run on the inside, keeps it side by side. Jorge Ledesma Jr. is up to 7th. He's up 8 total. Shane Wheeldon up 10 rather. He's up to 8th. Nick Baum, Jim Thorndike, J.D. Van Kirk all battling it out right behind him. Nick Baum into 10th. Thorndike, goes to 9th. Van Kirk still struggling, it would appear. Dropping back to 11th. Doing the best he can. Oh, and Shane Wheeldon his turn. All sorts of trouble here for a lot of guys. And let's see where it possibly started. Dylan Canova. Let's go up here. I see Dylan Canova being registered as off track. Dylan Canova looks like he was loose and Pollard into the back. That loosened, that got Nick Boyd into him. And then let's go to Shane Wheeldon. Shane Wheeldon here, I think. Let's watch the 5 of Boyd. Yeah. Oh, he was broken and just up into Shane Wheeldon. And then Wheeldon gets turned, but fortunately for Wheeldon, no damage or very little damage, I would think. Kept it off the wall, heavy damage. Let's watch Jacob Wilson involved here. Looks like there's the 83 spinning. Who's Wilson get involved with? Oh, gosh, Jim Thorndike, such hard hit to that outside wall. Wilson's just on the brakes at this point. I don't blame him. He saw it right in front of him and just nowhere to go. Lock him up and save yourself a ton of damage. Awesome driving there by Jacob Wilson. Go back to live action now as we dissected what happened there. It all started with Dylan Canova getting loose. This is a terrible camera right here. Well, okay, here we go. Jim Thorndike down pit road, maybe done for the evening with that amount of damage. Nick Raffini still down there. Dylan Canova coming off pit road, as is Raffini. Shane Wheeldon still down there. Hopefully just a precaution. Jake Raven down. Gentner is still down. And Derek Catt, both of those guys may be done for the evening. Not quite sure. Derek Catt, though, we saw that heavy hit. He was having a heck of a race tonight, but tough break to see for Catt in the 39. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Shane Wheeldon caught up in that last one. He's still down pit road and now goes a lap down. So he's going to have to get out there sooner than later and hope for some lucky dogs. Last guy on the lead lap is going to be this guy, the 37 of Jake Raven. Still a lot of damage to it, but got his lap back and being scored in 18th right now. A lot of heavily damaged cars in this one that have spent a decent amount of time down pit road. Nick Boyd is nowhere. He might have called it an evening after he had some sort of issue with a pit stop and had to work his way back up. Finally did, and then unfortunately Dylan Canova got loose right in front of him, but we're ready to go back green here with Latham Joyner and Aikman Pollard on the front row all of a sudden. Oh, and Pollard, I don't know if he missed or just wasn't going yet, what happened, but 83 or 85 of Davis Shively went right into him. It's going to allow Presley to get side-by-side Shively, although it looks like Shively's going to have the momentum on the outside and drive right by him. Nick Baum also got goofed up there with that checkup, and now he battles the 4 of Jeremy Gill. Kenny Kucko behind these guys is battling Dalton Moore. This is for the 10th spot. Moore currently holds it. Tennessee Speed guys having themselves a good evening so far. Still side by side Kenny Kucko with Dalton Moore for the final spot in the top 10. Oh, and now Davis Shively. Dylan Canova's back in. Saw Shively down pit road or potentially wrecking, saving a wreck. See what happened there briefly. Because he didn't go down pit road. Oh, he was spun or got into the 30 of Presley one way or another. Not making accusations, but it looked, I mean, heck of amazing driving by the 85 of Shively to keep it out of anyone, do a full 360, and then get back rolling on the apron there. And heck of a job there. Aikman Pollard has taken the lead from Latham Joyner and Christian Proctor. Latham Joyner, not sure if he got loose, but he's back to third. The 25 Tennessee Speed 2.5 Designs machine of Aikman Pollard leads for the first time tonight. Technically our 4th lead change. 3rd under green. Jorge Ledesma Jr. finds himself up into 4th place right now. He's up 11 spots. Your biggest mover, though, still Kelly Akron. He's up 12. Up to 13th right now. Drafty Beef, nice recovery from the damage. He's up to 12th and up 10 on the evening. So he's really taking advantage of the incidents to battle back after he found himself in an incident. Looking good is the 2-car. See if we can find some racing here as the 2 does approach the 51 of Jacob Wilson. But here's side by side racing the 03. Nick Raffini is making a move on the 19 of Kelly Akron. Good move for Raffini. He goes up into the 13th spot. He's battling back after an incident of his own. Jim Thorndike and Nick Boyd, the only 2 down pit road. Nick Raffini good to go. All clear here is now Nick Baum pressures the 30 of Timothy Presley now. This is for the 5th spot. Nick Baum looking to move in to the top 5. He's having as of right now, his best race of the season so far, and very part-time race. Well, full-time, but he joined so late, so only his third race, I believe, and his first two did not go the way he wanted it to. So he'll continue to work on the 30 of Presley, who just slammed the wall. Good move by Nick Baum to go to the top side now. Oh, it's Presley's right there on the inside. Good driving. Nick Baum clears. Gutsy move by Nick Baum to go to the outside. He moves into the top 5 now. Jake Raven looking to make his move. Get by. Zach White, potential issue. I'm not sure. Damage or something. Jake Raven went flying by him. He's back up into the 15th spot. He's working on Kelly Akron. Dan Ames, not a side-by-side race. Dan Ames is laps down. Uh-oh. What's going on with the 24? Where is he? Dalton Moore. Maybe got loose, but back to 16th now. He did. He went off track, it looked like. Derek Capp back on track. Good to see that. He'll come out in 26th spot after that heavy damage. 21 laps down, but you never know what can happen here as Gentner back out there. 14 down. Thorndike's still in the pits. Nick Boyd's still in the pits. Aikman Pollard leads, but Proctor's on the inside. He wants the lead. Side by side through the corners they go. Proctor has a good, Pollard has a good runoff exit. Proctor going to have to fall back in line for now. Very nice run there for Aikman Pollard in the 25, and now Latham Joyner looking to the inside of Christian Proctor for the second spot now. Laps ticking off here under green flag conditions. Oh boy, close quarters there. They all hold it together. Good driving. Proctor, another good run off the corner exit. Puts Joyner back in third. Jorge Ledesma Jr. has been caught by the one machine of Nick Baum. Jorge Ledesma Jr. Taps the one of Nick Baum. This is for the 4th spot. Nick Baum on the inside. Last pass he made, he was on the outside of Timothy Presley. Now Kuko's on the inside of Presley. This is for the 6th spot now. Presley, a good run off corner exit. They still stay side by side though. Starting to go a little bit on the outside as someone's blinking. Nick Baum blinking. Let's watch Jorge Ledesma Jr. See how this battle plays out. Very close. Oh, as Jorge Ledesma Jr. looked to get a little bit loose. Timothy Presley, good driving. He had to get on the brake pedal, I'd assume. As Jorge Ledesma Jr. lost it just a bit, and now Jeremy Gill going to take advantage, drive right underneath Presley as he was way up the speedway. Kenny Kuko still working on the 44 of Jorge Ledesma Jr. Jeremy Gill gets passed right back by Timothy Presley, who's back in it now, but Gill's blinking. Now Presley pressuring the 44. Jorge Ledesma Jr. perhaps used him up a little bit soon. Presley's in the wall now. Jeremy Gill side by side. Gets by Jorge Ledesma Jr. Now Presley in the wall again. Gill side by side with him. This is for the 6th spot now, folks. Great racing here. Rob Higgs Jr. doesn't factor in, but he spins. Jorge Ledesma Jr. Holy smokes, we saw it live. I called it as it happened. Go back and take a look at it here. Let's see what happened. Door bang there, and let's see. Jorge. All right. So Rob Higgs Jr. straightens it out there. And Jorge Ledesma Jr. it looked to be just came across the nose of the 14 of Rob Higgs Jr. And Jorge more than likely not going to be happy with that, but and again, I'm not race control. Anything could be called. I'm not the end all be all, but I think Jorge kind of came down into him there, but we'll see. Not sure. Either way, nevertheless, Jorge Ledesma Jr. down pit road, now being scored 17th place. The rest of the field down pit road. If we can go fast enough, we'll go to the pit cam. Watch how the battle off pit road develops, and here comes Aikman Pollard. Latham Joyner's gonna get it. Pollard gonna come out second. Proctor third. Cucko fourth. Wilson fifth. Nick Baum sixth. Raffini, nice battle back. Seventh place. Picked up a lot of places there. Jeremy Gill 8th, Timothy Presley 9th, and rounding out your top 10 is J.D. Van Kirk. And Peter, this guy here just got the lucky dog. He'll be back on the lead lap. Back in what's going to be, I believe, 18th place. Maybe 19th if Jorge Ledesma Jr. stayed on the lead lap, and I believe he did. So good break for Shane Wheeldon. Still plenty of time for him to get back up there, although he didn't pit just now, so I don't know if that may have been a mistake or banking on another caution here shortly. We're going to see. A lot of time left here. 88 to 113 as they stack them back up side by side with the lights off on the pace car. Robbie Minor now will be your first car a lap down. He's 3 laps down. He is out on the speedway. So Robbie Minor going to be hoping for a few cautions to get back on the lead lap as they bunch them all up. Once again, we had some extremely exciting racing there in that green flag stint, and it was a good green flag run. Here comes Latham Joyner and Aikman Pollard once again as Joyner won the battle off pit road into the Geico restart zone, and away we go. Oh my goodness, and the caution is out again. Timothy Presley, Nick Raffini, possibly. Let's see what started it all. Oh, and they just squeezed together there. And Presley around or into the infield. We'll see if he took contact. Let's rewind this just a little bit here. Ooh, Jeremy Gill, man, he lucked out. Let's see. All right, so they are very clearly 3 wide here. Looks like Presley just comes down into Raffini. Jeremy Gill narrowly escapes. And around goes Nick Raffini in front of the 22 of Van Kirk. Ooh, Drafty Beef avoided it. Van Kirk was on the brakes. Didn't look like he took too much damage. Dylan Canova will take damage, unfortunately, from his teammate as well. And everyone else clear. All right, well, quick caution there. And Shane Wheeldon, if that was his play, just lucked out because now he's down pit road along with Presley and terrible camera angle again. Presley, Wheeldon down, Gentner all down pit road, and Nick Boyd still down pit road. Latham Joyner and the rest of the 17 cars will stay out. I believe Robbie Minor did get the free pass as he speeds ahead. So that'll put Minor at 2 laps down. Yes, he did get the free pass now. Shane Wheeldon still down there. Got to be careful of not going another lap down here. He does make it out, it would appear, in front of the pace car, barely. There's Wheeldon up ahead, you can see, making his way back onto the speedway. So he'll be scored 19th now. Timothy Presley still on the lead lap. Robbie Minor goes to 2 laps down in the 53. Scored 20th. Top 10 is Latham Joyner, Aikman Pollard, Christian Proctor, Kenny Coco into the 4th spot. Nick Baum in 5th. Jacob Wilson 6th. Jake Raven 7th. Jeremy Gill 8th. Drafty Beef in 9th. J.D. Van Kirk rounding out your top 10 as of right now. $22 to go, folks. Getting late here, although still plenty of time to go. Never know what can happen in 22 laps, but Aikman Pollard and Latham Joyner once again back to green we go. Peter, yes, I agree, kind of. Fuel and tire time for sure, I bet. Latham Joyner jumps out to the lead. Single file to the top 7 for now. Nick Baum looking inside of the 37 of Jake Raven. See how that develops. This is for the 6th spot rather. Looks like Nick Baum might take it. Back here we got Drafty Beef and J.D. Van Kirk battling side by side. Dylan Canova trying to find his way through these guys to get up there. Ooh, that was close quarters there. Nick Baum and Jake Raven still side by side for the 6th spot. Oh, J.D. Van Kirk hard off the wall. Good thing there wasn't anyone beside him. Reels it back in. Still stays ahead of Drafty Beef, who has Jorge Ledesma Jr. trying to make his way up, as well as Dalton Moore. Aikman Pollard falling off the pace of the leader slightly and being pressured by the 11 of Kenny Cucko. Zach White looks to the inside of Nick Raffini. This is for the 18th spot. Shane Wheeldon, I think, might have been a little late catching the field, perhaps, or had an issue as he's 2 seconds back from these guys. Zach White gets by. Oh, and then he taps the wall. Hard contact for Zach White, stuck up in the wall for quite a while. Let's go back here. Canova continues to try to march forward. He's now scored 8. Every battle on the speedway is cooled down for now. But Jake Raven and Dylan Canova now side by side. This is the battle for 7th. Oh, Jake Raven just got tapped by Davis Shively. He'll lose a lot of spots. Shively still trying to save it. Dalton Moore gonna go by him. Gathers it back in. Jake Raven now back to 14th. Dalton Moore saved it now. As now J.D. Van Kirk and Jeremy Gill were side by side temporarily, and now Jorge Ledesma Jr. will look to the outside of J.D. Van Kirk, maybe temporarily, as Dalton Moore will battle back on Jorge Ledesma Jr. for the final spot in the top 10. Jacob Wilson being pressured by Nick Baum for the 5th spot now, as Nick Baum looks to the inside of the 51 of Wilson. Keep it straight out of 4s. They cross the line here. Still working on him is Nick Baum, looking for that final spot in the top 5. Jacob Wilson, good run off the exit. Nick Baum gonna have to fall in line for now. He'll give it another peek to the inside into 3 here. And on into 4 they go. Not gonna have enough. Now Dylan Canova will look to the outside of Nick Baum. Oh, and the caution is out now. Not sure. I don't see anyone dropping to the back like crazy. Let's just go back here. Yellow flag. This was not it for sure. We were watching this battle. No, well, never mind. Nothing came up on the screen as anyone wrecking or anything with that yellow flag. Very strange. Dan Ames is down pit road, but maybe he spun or something. I'm not quite sure. Nothing came up. Whatever. We have 10 laps to go here, folks, and Robbie Minor, I believe, will get one more lap back, as long as he wasn't involved in the caution we couldn't find. Maybe Zach White was involved as well, as now he's being scored 3 laps down as the majority of the field comes down pit road. But 4 guys staying out. Jacob Wilson, Dylan Canova, Nick Baum, and Drafty Beef all electing to stay out and not get tires here. That's going to make this finish absolutely insane 4 cars on the lead lap. Or 4 on the lead lap. 4 cars did not pit in front of the rest of the field that did. Your final car on the lead lap is still Shane Wheeldon, as Robbie Minor has lucked out and now made his way to 1 lap down here. Late in the going, being scored 19th. We're going to step away for a brief second. We'll be right back with you here on Royalty Racing Network for the finish. Stay tuned. Welcome back, folks. That was our picture-in-picture commercial break as they rack 'em and stack 'em up one more time, or at least what could be the final time of the race. Jacob Wilson and Dylan Canova will lead the way this time. Wilson leading some laps under caution and electing not to go out, along with Nick Baum and Drafty Beef, who sit right behind them. Craziness here, potentially to end this race as we restart it. Coming to 7 to go. Jacob Wilson enters the Geico restart zone, and we're off for the final 7 laps here at Nashville Superspeedway. A lot of these guys have new tires behind them. Behind these 4 is all new tires, I have to believe, as Dylan Canova takes the lead from Jacob Wilson. We want to watch back here as Nick Baum and Drafty Beef get into battle with all the guys with new tires, and they're nearly 4 wide for a second. Nick Baum is 3 wide in the middle with Aikman Pollard and Latham Joyner. Nick Baum still trying to hold on. He's fallen to 6th now, to 7th. And a group of cars on the inside. Drafty Beef back to 11th already with Jeremy Gill on his inside. Oh, Jorge Ledesma Jr. is loose. He saves it. Goes back to 18th, though, beside teammate Nick Raffini. Ooh, and someone just smacked the wall or did something. Jacob Wilson holding on pretty well with the older tires. He's 5th, but Latham Joyner has reclaimed the lead. Aikman Pollard goes to 2nd. Canova goes to 3rd. Cucco is on the tail of the 70 machine, and Dylan Canova is now Canova way up the speedway. Kenny Cucco takes over 3rd. Christian Proctor won't be long, I assume. Davis Shively up to 6th rather. Jacob Wilson still holding on to 7th. Nick Baum holding on to 8th for now on Jeremy Gill. He got the bottom side, which is probably better for Nick Baum with the older tires, I have to believe, holding everybody else up a little bit. Drafty Beef is back to 18th. Shane Wheeldon up to 15th. Jake Raven making moves like crazy. Got the old 2-for-1 move done there. Jorge Ledesma Jr. already back up to 13th. Oh no! As Jake Raven and Nick Baum connected on the speedway, but they took the white flag. No caution on the speedway. Latham Joyner, only pressure from Aikman Pollard as Pollard gets loose. Kuko's in third, Proctor's fourth, Shively's in fifth right now. As Latham Joyner crosses the start-finish line and takes the win at Nashville Superspeedway. Wild ride. I wasn't sure if we were going to see one final caution there, but it didn't happen. And Latham Joyner wins. All the guys that decided not to pit fell back pretty drastically, and Nick Baum involved in that last incident, of course. And rough go there at the end for Nick Baum and Drafty Beef and Jacob Wilson, Jacob Wilson finished 8th on the tire gamble there. Dylan Canova finished 6th. As we watch Latham Joyner burn it down. And Kenny Kuko got 3rd. So 2 Kuko eMotorsports drivers in the top 3 this evening. Redemption perhaps on Revved Up Racing for last week. Let's take a look at your race results here on your screen. Oh, get rid of the... There we go. Latham Joyner got the win tonight. Aikman Pollard finished in 2nd. Kenny Kuko in 3rd. Christian Proctor finished 4th. Davis Shively finished 5th. Dylan Canova finished in 6th. Jeremy Gill in 7th. Jacob Wilson in 8th. Jorge Ledesma Jr. Quick bounce back there after getting loose. Not even sure how that was possible, but he finishes in 9th. Timothy Presley rounds out your top 10. Jake Raven finished 11th. J.D. Vankirk finishes 12th. Shane Wilden rebounded for 13th, up 5 from where he started on the night. Nick Raffini finished in 14th. Drafty Beef in 15th, up 7 from where he started. Nick Baum finished in 16th after checking into Heartbreak Hotel late. And Kelly Akron in 17th. Dalton Moore in 18th after being involved in that late issue there. And no caution. And Robbie Minor in 19th. Zach White rounding out your top 20. Rob Higgs Jr. in 22nd. In 23rd was Patrick Gentner. 24th was Jim Thorndike. 25th was Derek Catt. Nick Boyd finished in 26th. Jarrett Martin in 27th. And Marty White finishing in 28th. Rounding out your field. Back up to the top of the board, and like always, we have post-race interviews, and tonight our first one is going to be with the 11 of Kenny Kuko. Kenny, Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
I sure do. Gotcha.
All right, man. Well, to say this was very important and much needed for you is an understatement. Also for Kuko eMotorsports, probably feels good to have 2 out of the top 3 tonight after what happened last week. Tell us how you were feeling all night and kind of what it means to get this 11 team a podium this week.
Yeah, it's pretty good, especially coming off of last week. Last week stung with bleeding the most laps, and we were up front that whole race, and to not have it, we picked the wrong strategy and, lost that one to Jorge. He drove a great race. And then this week, I kind of struggled. Qualified seventh. It's kind of not where I thought I was going to qualify, and then kept falling back every restart. I would lose 3 or 4 spots, and then make them back up under green, and then uh, got spun into turn one, hit the wall, thought I was done. Somehow only had 8 seconds of damage. Started like I think 16th or 17th on that second to last run. Got up to fifth, and then that last caution came out and put some tires on it, and I didn't think we were going to survive that last restart with 4 cars staying out on older tires, but somehow we we managed to get through it.
Heck yeah, man. You ran a great one, and that definitely made it interesting with the 4 cars staying out and getting surrounded by everyone that had new tires. But way to get that 11 car into a podium. That's going to do a lot of good for your playoff hopes. You came in outside the cut line, but this will definitely help. How you feeling going into the next 2 races to make the chase here?
I feel pretty confident with Sonoma. I'm an okay road course racer. I think I can go as long as I don't destroy myself like I did at Watkins Glen. That was bad, but I think I can go comfortably, knock out a top 10, which would really be all what I need. And then Kansas, I don't even own it yet, so I got to buy Kansas next week and run some laps there. And yeah, but we made a change this week. I think the number 11 was giving me bad juju, so I changed back to my family's racing number of 71 and got a third. So I think that I think the 11 was my issue.
All right, so that wasn't a mistake on the paint. That was actually a number change right on. So we were wondering about that. I had never seen it, and I was like, I wonder if that's an accident or if we just I didn't know about a number change. So good to know.
Put it in the paint booth earlier this week, but I don't remember if I changed my number in the league, so it's probably still showing 11 on the scoreboard. So that's my fault.
Oh, no problem at all. We figured it out. It's all good. We're used to seeing you out there. Kenny, excuse me, geez. Before we let you go, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, I just got to thank, everyone at Trisha's Learning Center, especially, my mom doing the main title for this league. All our other sponsors, got to thank you for putting on a great broadcast as you do, and everyone at Kukui Motorsports. We're trying to work hard. We've been having a rough season, lots of ups and downs and stuff, but, we're going to keep fighting till the end, and we'll give those revved up boys a fight for the team championship, hopefully.
Right on, man. Hope to see that happen. You took over second place with a little more command now over Royalty Motorsports sitting in third, and now you can look forward to revved up racing with a good 2 podium finish tonight. Go enjoy this one, sir. We'll see you back out here next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Josh.
Yes, sir. Once again, folks, that was your 3rd place finisher, the number 71 this evening of Kenny Kuko. Good to speak with him. Good to have him get a top 3 finish on the year. Let's get now with our 2nd place finisher, which was the 25 of Aikman Pollard. Aikman, Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yeah, got you, man.
Right on, man. Aikman, the last time I talked to you, we were on the track together back in Lucky Dog Racing League, I believe in the 87s, which is crazy to think about it. But now I'm talking to you with your first podium in the Top Tier Racing Trisha's Learning Center Gen 6 series. So tell us how you felt coming into tonight. You finish up 7 spots. So tell us what was working for you and what your game plan was tonight to come out here and have a good finish.
Oh, well, first of all, it's a home track for me, so I knew it was going to be, just one of those races where I was going to try too hard, make mistakes, and I absolutely did. Podium finish, made a few mistakes, whatever, I'll take it. Coming back to top tier here, I'm pretty excited to race with these guys. So I heard Latham, Dylan, Kenny's good. I heard they're the guys to beat, so just trying to show them that we can come out here and roam with them.
Right on, man. Well, you definitely showed that tonight, and I think some of the guys in here already know that you can run with the best of them, but it's good to go out there and show some of these guys that there's potentially a new dog in the fight, if you will. So good to have you back out here with us, Aikman, and good team run. Of course, you guys aren't in it for like the team championship or the chase just due to the amount of races made, but good to see you Tennessee Speed boys out here. Anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight before we let you go enjoy the second place finish?
Yeah, man. My teammate, of course, Dalton Moore, our spotter, Robert Altman, some of our other guys that work with us, Carson Rowland, Jonathan Marsh, just got a great little team here. So just happy to be here and representing, man.
Right on, man. That is really cool. I know Robert Altman from another league, so small world, right?
Yes, sir.
But, yeah, good run tonight, sir, and we'll see you back out here next week in that 25, I'd assume.
Yes, sir.
Right on, man. Have a good evening.
You too.
Once again, folks, that was the 25 of Aikman Pollard finishing second place tonight. Very nice run for Aikman Pollard. Good to have him back. But now let's get with your winner, the number 3 of Latham Joyner. Latham, welcome into the broadcast booth as a winner once again, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Doing good. I mean, you were dominating basically all night. There was a short time where Dylan had got around you, but the whole night you looked comfortable, you looked confident, and you looked dominant, to be honest with you. So tell us how you were feeling coming into tonight, and now obviously how it feels to bounce back from last week in a rough strategy call and get a win tonight.
Yeah, obviously nice not to get beat on strategy this week, kind of like last week. But I was pretty confident, I felt like. Then I went out there and was only 5th fastest, and I was like, okay, it's Nashville. The corners look more inviting than they actually are. And once I, actually figured out what to run here and hit the bottom and just keep it down there, it was actually the fastest way. No matter how slow it made you on speed-wise, it was actually the best lap time. Set the pole and then pretty much felt confident. Even when Dylan got by me, I just kind of, he got me on the restart, so I was just kind of like, okay, Dylan, let's see what you got. And he obviously was going harder than we were behind him, and we were able to get by him. And then, of course, have that yellow before the run fully played out. And then I believe I let the 25 and Christian both get by me, and that was also kind of the same thing. I was actually fuel saving there in case it went green, and I would have been good there. So really, I was trying my best not to get beat on strategy tonight until those final couple yellows came out.
Well, it worked out tonight. You were the first guy to head down pit road and had 4 cars stay out trying to gamble, and didn't get another late caution. There was an incident there as you guys were coming to the white flag that I was thinking, oh my gosh, is this going to throw the white or the yellow just as they cross the line? But didn't happen. You had a good lead and just had to cruise it home. So congrats again to you, sir, for another good win. We've seen you in winner's circle multiple times now, and you guys closed the gap just a little bit on Revved Up Racing. How are your feelings right now with 2 races to go until the chase on the opportunity for Kukui Motorsports to be able to catch Revved Up Racing for that team championship?
Yeah, I mean, I would feel pretty good. If everybody makes every race, you don't know what in life can happen that prevents you from that. I think Dylan might be missing a couple races, and of course, with my good fortune here, I also had good fortune at work, got promoted, so I might not be here in a couple weeks. So you never know. You might have somebody else other than us top 2 teams. If I'm not here, Dylan's not here, and if maybe something else happens to somebody else on the team, you never know. With the team championships, just if somebody gets sick or family stuff happens, you never know.
Yeah, you definitely never know. You got to put it all together, right? And we've talked about that before during your championship run last year, how it's a structure, even still now with the chase, where you really have to run consistently every single night. One bad race could make you or break you, or one missed race, of course. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen, right? Hopefully it's going to be close down the stretch and really exciting racing like tonight. And before we let you go, Latham, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Elite's Cuts by Josh Evans Racing, JHGD Graphical Design. Sorry about that. Excalibur Racing Engines, and pretty much anybody that helps put on this show. Kenny, you guys are doing great. This league has really come a long way. It's really turned into more of a fun thing rather than it having to be even a little bit serious. It's great to come out here and run with people that don't just run over people. It's great to have the good racing I think we put on.
Right on, man. Good to hear. Appreciate the kind words. And Latham, for the first time in a while, go pop the champagne in Victory Lane and enjoy this one, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Once again, folks, your winner, Latham. Cool to see them bounce back tonight, but very exciting race. Some points where there were quite a few cautions, but also few good green flag runs. I really enjoyed it. We saw a lot of big movers and shakers. Your biggest mover, there's a bunch of them. 4 guys were all up 8 on the evening. Davis Shively finished 5th. He was up 8. And Jake Raven finished 11th, also up 8. The other 2 guys, Kelly Akron finishing 17th, and Robbie Miner finishing 19th. All of those guys up 8 spots. So good runs for them, and it goes to show sometimes keep it consistent, keep it clean, and just keep on chugging. You never know what's going to happen. But let's thank our sponsors here. First and foremost, the great folks at Trish's Learning Center, devoting their lives to children since 1992, from 0 to 12 years old, with daycare, after-school programs, and more. And thank you for being the title sponsor of the Top Tier Racing Gen 6 series. And Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Whether you run a company, a government agency, a sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement with Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel. Comment or message me on Discord for details. And finally, SM Racing Products. Take your sim experience to the next level with custom-made button boxes, dashboards, flag lights, and more with SM Racing Products. Check them out right now at sm-racingproducts.com. And as always, use promo code ROYALTY at checkout for 20% off of your purchase of $150 or more. It's a great deal. To everyone at home, I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Hope you enjoyed the racing and the broadcast. I sure did. We'll be back here on Saturday night, and we will be with the NOMA Cup Series once again Saturday night, and then we're back here Tuesday night. Our SCSRA season concluded for now. We're in the works to come back for them, so that's going to be exciting. Potential big news there. What happened to the rest of the race broadcast? Can't see it. I don't know what that means. We're still live. I don't think it cut out at any point, but then again, I'm broadcasting, Kelly, so I can't see every little thing that's going on unless I hear something from people watching or attempting to watch. I just assume everything is going right if it's right on my end. But anyway, we'll be back Saturday night for the NOMA Cup Series, and then right back here on Royalty Racing Tuesday night for the Trish's Learning Center Gen 6 Series at Sonoma. Have a good rest of your week, folks, and a good rest of your night. Thank you for joining me. We will see you here on Saturday night. Good night.